So Google is now doing a 20-to-1 stock split. We are going to be talking about why I bought it and if you should buy Google stock. So I hope you guys enjoy it. If you guys get anything in value out of this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, concerns, ask them down in the comments. So now for those of you that don't know what's going on with Google, Google is doing a 20-to-1 stock split July 15th. Now for those of you that don't know what that is, it pretty much a stock split. All it does is make the shares cheaper. They're going to be doing a 20-to-1 stock split. So pretty much for every share you have, you're going to be getting 19 extra. So total 20 shares by the end of it. Now, the reason why they wanted to do this is to pretty much make their shares more affordable for their employees and other beginner investors. Now, I definitely think anytime a company does this, there's a lot of people out there that really don't understand kind of what it means for a stock split. They think it's a bullish thing. Some people think it's a bearish thing. Personally, I think it's a little more on the bullish side, but the issue with it is it does not change anything about the company, right? It doesn't change the price to earnings. It doesn't change the revenue. It doesn't change the market cap. All it does is make the shares cheaper to buy. That is it. Now, by the end of this stock split, the shares are going to be right around $100, $110 per share. But personally, answering that question of should you buy Google stock, there's some things you need to understand. So for those of you that don't know what Google is pretty much the leader of the online advertising. They own a whole bunch of companies like YouTube. So I've been investing in Google over the past couple of years because I've been a YouTuber. I've been making YouTube videos. So it's like I'm pretty much investing into the company I pretty much work for. But the reason why I love them so much is because they have a gross profit of 56%. Now, pretty much what that means is for every $100 Google brings in, they actually profit pre-tax about $56 for every 100, which is crazy. Anytime you have a company that well off, that is crazy. You know, this is one of the best gross profit companies out there. But not to mention, if we actually pull up on Yahoo Finance, you will notice that the price to earnings ratio right now is a 20.8. So personally, anytime I find a stock that's under 22, I definitely get interested in looking at it. The reason why is because this means that this stock is getting undervalued, right? The price per share for the earnings is undervalued. So personally, guys, this represents a good time to buy. Not to mention, if we actually pull up some of the revenues, the revenue, in my opinion, is some of the most important things. When I evaluate a stock, I want to make sure that the past 3 years, their revenue has been up every single time. So looking at it, 1, 2, 3, 4 revenues all up, which is crazy. You know, looking at this, right? 22%, 37%, 41%, 12%, 18%, bringing in $68 billion, which is so much money. And anytime, you know, you have a company growing at this rate, you always say, well, okay, well, what are the downsides? Well, for me, I definitely think the downside of Google is they do have a little bit of some debt, right? They have about $14 billion in debt, which I understand seems like a lot of money, but they have $133 billion in cash. $133 billion in cash. So they have way more cash on hand than long-term debt. So for me, guys, looking at the fundamentals, this is an absolute bargain of a deal. Past earnings not doing so hot, but companies go through struggles all the time, right? We've seen a lot of volatility over, the past couple of months just because of the general market. Looking at this past one, beating expectations. So personally, I don't get shaken out of a stock because of one bad earnings. Now, looking at the chart, you guys will see that the stock hit about $330 per share and sold off all the way to $2,000 and about $30. So it sold off about $1,000 per share. So personally, anytime we have this amount of sell-off, especially for a blue chip large cap stock like Google, this represents an absolute for sale sign for me to buy this stock. Personally, guys, this is the stock that I have been pretty much dumping some money in, and a good strategy that I found is dollar cost averaging. Investing on a weekly or monthly basis into Google stock is a great way to build wealth. The reason why is because if this stock continues, to, let's just say, fall down, all you're going to do is average down that stock price. So once the stock recovers, you're going to be making a lot of money. And if, let's just say, the stock goes up in value, you have shares to continue to make money off it, guys. So for me, Google stock is a buy. I bought some, and I'm super excited to kind of see what happens after this stock split, guys. But overall, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, and we will see you later. Take care. Hope you guys have a good one.